Hey, it's Jeff Arnold with 4Spot Consulting. This is your 5 Minute Friday for Friday, February 27th, 2026. Two topics I want to cover today. One involves fast food, and the other one involves customer service and follow up. The first thing I want to talk about is automated customer service and things that you can do to enhance your company through automation that a lot of people don't necessarily think about. So, one of the things I started doing years ago was I wanted to make sure that as somebody signs up with us and they want to do business with us, we send them a package, a thank you gift. And it's something very basic. It's a box of cookies. We work with a local company in Las Vegas that makes these awesome cookies. And so we have on file our credit card. And every time we have a new client sign up, we have an order go to them automatically and they fulfill and they ship out the cookies to the client. We always get an email or a phone call with a thank you because they love them because they're delicious. The other thing we've added into that process now is we work with a system called Handwritten. Handwritten has a robot that actually holds a ballpoint pen and writes out notes. So we have our note stock on hand with them, and when we have somebody sign up, I have an automatic message go out. So they're getting a handwritten note from me thanking them for being a client in ballpoint pen. So it's not like printed. You can't see that it's printed. And they have about 30 different fonts you can use, and their fonts are very good. So it doesn't look like the exact same. If you're writing the word Jeff, it doesn't look like the exact same F if it's two times in a row. It has a variance to it. So those have gotten really good response as well. People love getting those handwritten cards. So those are two things that typically, you want to send a handwritten thank you and you want to go ahead and you want to send some sort of thank you gift. I have all of that automated and I've gotten great response. I actually just got off a call with a client. We implemented the exact same process for him. Only in his case, we're using handwritten, but we're sending out gifts like gift cards for Amazon and Starbucks. You can include that inside the note that you send. So in his case, he's not doing the cookies, but he's doing thank you gifts. So if somebody submits their first loan, they get a thank you note from him indicating thank you, for submitting your first deal. Once they get to 5 or 10, then they get like a $10 Starbucks card with a cute little saying with it. And then if they submit, a bunch of loans, and they're getting a $50 Amazon card, things like that. And it's all set up inside his system so it runs automatically. So I just got off the phone with him and he was like, "Oh my gosh, like I love whenever I get those, I get those emails back from people saying, 'Oh, thanks so much for the follow-up reminder XYZ.'" And he's like, "I have to look at their account to find out what email went out because I completely forget what all we're sending them." And then he goes, the killer thing is I'm always getting thank yous from people saying, "Hey, thanks so much for the gift card. I'm sending my next deal into you." And he's like, "Yeah, like I love that." So anyway, he mentioned that he loves that. Just wanted to mention that's something a lot of people don't think about is automating that aspect of the process. Um, so anyway, that's something you can consider working into your customer service side of things. And then also along the same lines of customer service, I just read an email that came across saying that Burger King is now implementing their AI agent that they're naming Patty, which I thought was cute. But they're emailing and using Patty, who's listening to the headsets of the people that are working the front line, working in drive-through, and they're listening to hear how friendly the people are with the clients. So they're using AI to analyze the conversations that are going on. And it just made me think like we're doing that for our clients as well. So for the client I just talked about, for them, what we're doing is every one of their phone calls is recorded by compliance. They have to record every call. Every one of those calls is being saved into their Google Cloud. We are now using automation to pull down every single one of those phone calls they have. We are analyzing that using AI. So we transcribe it and then we analyze it based on a variety of factors. So they have about 100 different FAQs related to their company and what the proper answers are. So not only are we evaluating those calls from the standpoint of if you were a customer service manager, how do you think the phone call went with being friendly, verifying the person's identity, etc. But then we also have a piece that says, here are all of our questions and answers about our company and how we do things. Are they answering this information correctly? And so it's evaluating that, giving everybody a score, putting it all on a matrix for us. So we have a spreadsheet that has all this information. And then we have a dashboard built for them so they can see how all of their different team members are doing. And then from there, what we're doing is every one of those analysis line items has details. What did they do well? What did they do wrong? If they did anything wrong. And so what we're doing now, the next step of that is that we are putting together a monthly report for their customer service managers that says, hey, Sue on average was a 4.3 or 4.7 or whatever that number is. And here, as a trend, here are the things we're noticing that Sue needs to do better. And here's a list of things that Sue's doing great. So that when the customer service person goes in, a lot of times, or customer service manager goes to talk to these people, a lot of times people only focus on the negative. So what we're doing is we're highlighting both the positive and the negative, so that now whenever the customer service manager goes in to talk to them, they can say, look, here's all the stuff we have. You're doing this great. You're doing a great job at all of this. Here's the one thing we just noticed that you could work on improving. And then we can look and say, okay, how's this going over time? Are they getting better at these things? So everybody talks about automation, AI. We're always thinking like client facing. How are we sending automated emails? Are we following up? Things like that. But automation and AI can be incorporated into the back end of your operation to help improve your customer service experience all across the board. So anyway, just some great ideas you could use there. I'll drop some links down below for some of the services that I mentioned. As always, I have my workbook available. If you're looking to plan out your AI and automation implementation for the year, grab the workbook. It's a free copy, or you can order one for, I think, $5 to get a hard copy. Go ahead and order that and see if that can help you out. So anyway, as always, if you have any questions about automation or AI, hit me up on LinkedIn or go ahead and go to our website and you can book with me there. Talk to you soon.